So we're just gonna just talk about random shit and see what we can go on from there.
Yeah,
That's tonight's episode. We haven't done a
boy.
topic. We're just gonna just chat, talk, and who gives a fuck about an intro? Because last time I tried to do an intro, they're like, "Nah, skip it." I'm like,
Wow.
I rehearsed for
Skipping the
nothing.
intro. And that one ain't Pedialyte. I actually drank a Pedialyte today. It was good. Great
No,
flavor. Always
I
gotta
bought
stay
the
hydrated.
I bought the Pedialyte packets,
Oh, true.
and they weren't that great.
Hmm. Well, I guess you're now a true man then.
I know. Apparently, I'm a woman deep down inside.
That's kind of weird, man. How do you not like Pedialyte?
I've drank Pedialyte. I have. Cameron told me bought one before, and I felt like it was good. I
Uh,
just don't think it's like worth the money.
It
That's
is
my thing.
expensive.
It is.
pretty.
You can save
Even the
money
not
by getting the generic ones, but either way, it's a
even
lot
the
of money.
generics, even
I
the
gotta get one.
generics is kind of pricey. When it comes down to sodas, I've started to drink like the diet Dr. Pepper because it literally has no sugar. So that's actually a lot. I don't want to say it's really good for you. It's a little bit better because it doesn't have all that fucking sugar in it.
Yeah, it's like it's not as bad for your pancreas and shit, but it'll give you cancer from the fake sugar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah.
But you know,
But diabetes.
to be fair, um, like when you look into it, it's like the fake sugars are dangerous based on like giving a certain amount to rats, right? But the amount that they give to rats is like significantly more than like any person would realistically drink. You know what I mean?
Really?
So
Is that how it goes?
yeah, so they're loading
Dang,
those
what?
rats up with
Alright.
the fake sugar. So
Dang.
if you have like one diet soda a day or even two, it's like not that dangerous and it's better for your
Yeah.
blood sugar
Wow.
and shit. So now I officially endorse diet soda.
I also have like that soda jet stream shit too, and
You have the Soda Stream?
apparently, yeah, it apparently
Oh,
has like a
nice.
little bit less sugar. Yeah, it's cool. So, um, I mean, it's what it is.
I've always wanted to get
Uh,
one of those.
yeah. Uh, for the price, I think it's kind of fair because you're not only getting the dispenser, you're also getting because what I got was the dispenser. It comes with the big thing, the big bottle, and then the 2 minute personal bottles, and the actual the CO canister.
The carbon monoxide canister.
Right? Yeah.
In our previous establishment, we would keep all like the CO2 bottles like in the back for like the
Mm.
soda stream stuff. I'm just thinking like someone could have a really bad day and probably just have fun with one of those. Probably just cause
Oh
weird.
And get
yeah,
high off of
Ooh,
it.
you can. Yeah,
you
you
can
can
you
God.
get high.
actually? What?
Huh.
Because they use the exact same thing as in like whipped creams. So
Oh,
it's kind
true.
of like
Oh, true.
So it's like
yeah.
it's like not just the CO2, it's the propellant, right?
I think
Probably.
that's how, I've never done that
Uh,
before. Um, I mean, like even like there's a lot of ways people can get high, and that's the issue with certain things. Like, um, one day I was like at work, and this homeless guy he went in, he came out, he basically I think he's like straight up stole it, but
what?
it was a can of air, and he
Yeah.
just like sniffing his nose, and he was getting high off of it because it's not true air, it's like chemical based air. It's called,
Yeah.
and that's
The
something what we
refrigerant or something.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it's called huffing.
Yep. Yeah.
Basically, they
Don't do that.
don't do that. Yeah, that's it doesn't I mean it fucks you up, but doesn't like any other the drugs, it doesn't fuck you up that. That's like a desperate high, that type of thing. Like
That
if you
is.
need to
Yeah.
keep
Hmm.
your fix on,
Like sniffing
you have
gasoline.
I think
And that
gasoline's a lot
actually gets you.
worse. Gasoline can really fuck you up.
Oh shoot.
Hmm.
Hey, well, I like the
Yeah.
smell. My bad, fellas.
I think
I'm
a
not
lot of
coming
people
off
like
the
the smell of
lawnmower days.
gasoline. Yeah.
There's one thing that grosses me out like so fucking much. It literally grosses me out every single time. Like I can't even put around this item because it gets me sick.
Oh,
And that is pickles. I can't tolerate pickles
Hmm.
at all.
pickles.
Oh my god, pickles are
Someone get him
so.
out of here.
It's
Hey,
like
I like pickles, man. Pickles are
the
so
s-
good, bro.
the second somebody drop a jar of pickles, they're like, "Cart attendant, we need you to clean up something." I'm like, I walk by and I'll have like that one sniff, and I know what that sniff is. I'm like, I'm not cleaning that. They're like, "It's your job." It's like, "You want me to puke everywhere?" She was like, "Do you have allergic reaction?" I was like, "No, but pickles will make me puke. Have somebody else
Dang,
clean it." And she's
that's
like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "I'm dead serious. I do not clean up pickles. Pickles are not even allowed in my house."
Damn.
that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
So you just
That's
really
crazy.
don't like them somehow.
Well, it's not somehow. I
Is
just know I don't like
well,
pickles because it's the
like,
devil's food.
is it like the vinegariness, or is
it's
it
the
like
it's the vinegar, the texture.
Crunch? Hey, that's what I need.
Hey,
Color.
like anything
Uh,
that looks like a Shrek penis is like, yeah, I'm good.
when I had to clean something up, someone dropped a whole bottle of tequila on the floor,
Oh, did you cry
and
about it?
I didn't. Well, I did cry about it. I cried because I had to pick it up. So I had one really bad night with on a road trip with the boys, and I had too much tequila,
Mm.
and so it ended the way you expect. You know, my guts were spilled out everywhere. But when I cleaned that, oh my! I took one like with the pickles, man. I just took one whiff. I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
Like someone come get this. Someone else come get
Somebody,
this, please.
somebody come get this. It's like, well, what about you, Kenman?
I don't
Anything
know.
that grosses you
There's
out?
nothing in well in terms of food in general. I hate like
It's
onion.
Oh,
Yeah,
how do you hate
yeah, I know,
onions?
right? Yeah. The thing is, like, I hate onion, but I'll also sometimes still eat it. You know what I mean? Like, if I get like soft tacos, I'm not gonna take it all off, but I will take some of it off, because
Mm.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's insane. Why don't you? Onions are so
Man,
good.
dude, you know how
Well,
I make my know what I do with onions?
what?
I like do like when I make my burgers, I chop up the onions and then I put it on like a skillet and I put some mushrooms on that
Oh
with
my
some
God,
olive
I hate
oil and
mushrooms
start
too.
to
Oh,
fuck you then.
Cam, dude. Cam, dude,
Fuck
please.
you
Okay.
then.
Also, actually, this is gonna be even more controversial.
Oh,
I,
shoot.
with the exception of some foods, I don't like cheese.
I think we need to kick him out of the
Yeah.
current spot.
We gotta. I
It's
don't know what
over.
you're doing here, man. What you doing
Like you're
here, bro?
fired.
Yeah.
How don't you like cheese?
Oh my god.
uh,
What?
Like usually I don't like cheese. So like I don't like cheese and crackers usually. I like cheese on pizza. Like pizza is basically my favorite food, ironically.
okay.
And
But
that's just tomato and cheese and bread.
yeah.
Without the cheese, yeah. Oh my
But
god.
I've to be honest, I've never had mac and cheese.
Whoa,
Well,
whoa,
you're
Bussy.
not really missing out much. I'll admit you're not missing out much.
Oh,
On like the craft mac and cheese and all that. But
Uh,
like actual
you-
mac and cheese with like actual cheese
like
and all that.
yeah.
gourmet stuff, yeah.
Actual,
Stuff's
yeah,
so good.
that mixed with like some
Like
hamburger meat. Oh my god, that's fucking grabbing.
Like a hamburger helper kind of thing.
hamburger helper type deal.
Oh yeah, like oh yeah, like
I love stroganoff, I'll tell you that much.
broken
You
off.
love
Like
stroke.
he likes the
Ooh.
stroganoff.
My little lotion right there.
Your little lotion in the background.
Don't mind that, don't mind that. My little Melina on the right of me.
Well, I would never date Melina. I would never.
Because
If
she
she
would
was
not
like
be
a,
able to go on.
have you ever seen her without her mask?
Hmm.
Like, yeah, no. Like one said, like, I'm gonna suck your dick. I was like, no, you're gonna bite that shit off. Like, no, I'm not falling.
You know, I'm a man
You're a
of
man.
adventure. I'm a man of exploration. You know,
So she can
maybe.
bite your dick off any day of the week, basically.
I
Well,
I think
well.
I think I need to get you the box from Hellraiser so you can enjoy yourself like really well.
Oh God, the box from hell. What is that?
Let me break down the movie for you. It's basically a movie about twisted pleasures. All right, there's twisted pleasures, and it all relates to this box. So
So
if you
pretty cool.
solve the
Mm.
box, something called the Cenobites comes out of the box and basically tortures you,
Ooh,
like hooks in skins. Um,
sounds kinky,
they
man.
straight up torture, they straight up like torture porn. And one of the main characters is called Pinhead. In the first movie, it's Pinhead, Lady Cenobite, Butterball, and my favorite character, if I remember
Butterball,
right, is Chatterbox or Chatter. Uh,
Chatterbox,
What is this called again?
it's Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
It's a movie that came out in like 1980s, I think. It was written and directed by Clive Barker, who's one of my favorite. Uh,
Clyde Barker.
Clive Barker, he's one of my favorite horror icons. You know, like everybody, like Wes Craven and Stephen King. Clive Barker is my
Ah,
favorite. Yeah,
this guy.
Yeah, 1987.
yeah. So it came out before I was born. So one
Hmm.
year before I was born.
So, did you say it's your birthday soon, right?
It's next Saturday.
Next
So
Saturday. Okay, so 1 week.
yeah, it's like you did not know today's Saturday.
Yeah, I
Oh
had to think
god.
about it for a sec.
Turning to the double three. The double
The
three,
double
everybody.
three.
Hmm.
Oh boy, the years are ticking down. Back pain's getting worse. Sleeping in the wrong
I,
position will ruin
I
your
You're
day.
halfway there.
well,
One foot in the grave.
it,
Ah,
the thing is because
33. Oh my
the
god.
amount of walking that I do, I can now start to feel like all that walking energy that I normally do.
oh
Like I walk to
no.
work, I walk home, I shop when I go do my shopping. I literally walk there. Uh, I walk everywhere,
Like an old
and
dog, gotta put you down soon, man.
and because of it, my feet are actually killing me. And
God dang.
somebody suggested that I put my feet in like warm water with
Yep.
certain salts that you throw
Yep.
in there, and you put your feet in there, let it soak. So basically, uh, two times a week, I have a little spa day.
There you go.
Yeah, I have to let myself a little spa day, and I put something on like my television. I sit there, I watch, and I'm
Something on
like,
the television, a slasher film, and you know. I wonder
I
if
actually, I yesterday because it was Friday the 13th, I actually did
oh yeah.
watch Friday the first 13th,
Which
and
one?
the first one, the
Ah,
actual
there you
first
go.
one. So it doesn't have Jason. Doesn't
No
have
Jason.
Jason. It
Oh
was
yeah.
Jason's mother because she was in the first film.
Hmm.
And then I was going to start watching the series, but because of me just being extremely tired, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll watch the rest of the movies on probably Sunday night or uh, or throughout the week because been watching all the movies, including Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, uh,
Jason
Freddy versus
X.
Freddy versus Jason, and then the reboot movie. I will literally sit down and watch all those movies.
I'm looking at Jason X right now. He is ripped. What the
He's
heck?
he's
He is
well.
jacked.
Have you ever seen Jason X?
I
Do
have
you know
not.
how?
I've seen like a couple seconds of it, and I was like,
Okay,
"What is this, man?"
there's a reason why he looks the way he does, and I know the whole reason, but I don't know if I should spoil this movie for you guys.
Well, I mean,
It's
how long has the movie been out? I think you're spoiler safe, man.
spoiler safe, yeah. Like two young guys who doesn't know fucking horror movies like I do.
Yeah.
Enlighten us, honestly.
All right, so basically what happens is Jason is caught by I guess some form of security, and they're gonna freeze Jason till they figure out what to do because Jason basically he can't die. He's basically can regenerate health,
Stronger than human, all that.
Yeah, so he's not more human than human. He is classified as
Oh, that's
uh
Michael.
yeah, that's Michael. Michael has because he's much stronger than an average person. He basically can pick up somebody with his bare hand by the head and crush their skull. That's how strong Michael Myers
I
is.
I think I think that was a scene in one of the movies.
Yeah.
Just
While Jason doesn't need to do. I mean, I think he has done that before, but he can also punch a guy's head so
No,
hard it can come right off.
I love it.
And he's the second character that I know that did that.
Who's
The
the
first one, the first one, I can't remember the actual character's name, but I know the movie. It is called Killer Clowns from Outer
Oh
Space.
my God, Killer Clowns
My
from Outer Space.
my all-time favorite movie based on clowns because Pennywise, yeah, I love Pennywise, don't get me wrong, but there's something about this movie that is just stupid funny. It's just so good that I really enjoy it. But one of the scenes is this the little clown out of the
Uh,
group was riding his bike, and then he's riding around with a bunch of motorcycle people who are riding motorcycles, and one of the guys destroyed his bike, and of course the
oh,
clown didn't like that, so he jump away real quick, and then he jumped right back, and he had the little boxing gloves. He's ready to
oh
fight.
my God,
And
the
my
little
favorite line,
clown.
in the movie is like, "What you gonna do? Knock my block off?" And then 2 seconds later, he punched the head clean right
Oh my
off.
god.
Um,
Oh, that movie is so good for one-liners. I mean, it's just so good.
it's got that slapstick.
Oh, it's funny. If you guys want to look into something funny and stupid, definitely check out Clowns from Outer Space.
Or you prefer that over Pennywise?
Like I said, like don't get me wrong, I love Pennywise, but there was just something about that movie because
It's just, it just
it's just
gotcha.
a bunch of different clowns. It's just I've never watched the movie before. I think the first time I watched it was last year. It was like on my movie list, and it was
Oh yeah,
basically one of those stupid humor uh, horror movie comedy thing. And I'm like, oh, do I really want to watch that?
horror
I
movie
mean, like,
comedy. Isn't that like what Chucky is? Like Chucky was for a little bit. Like
uh, the first two movies, no.
I remember like the Seed of
Three,
Chucky was pretty funny.
yeah, Seed of Chucky was that stupid humor. The first two
Yeah,
Chucky movies was all about horror because the first
first
Child's
one
Play
was
movie,
freaking metal, man.
yeah, the first
That
one
one
was
was
like
cool.
you're questioning like, is Chucky really alive or is he really dead? Until he came alive from that woman's hand. So okay, the doll's alive. Um, and then the second one, they just showed a lot more what Chucky can do, and I was like, okay, that's really cool. I like that. Third one, they added more stupid humor, and then the bride, it's like,
Chucky was
uh,
in it.
yeah, so Chucky's like fucking another
Yeah,
doll. I'm like, I care less. Seeing Chucky was funny, but it was not really my cup of tea. And then what followed next was The Curse of Chucky, which they brought back into the horror genre, and
there you go.
that was a phenomenal film. Uh,
What? Really?
oh yeah,
Dang.
Curse of Chucky, and then was no, I literally, I'm like,
This guy,
I need help.
this guy. Hmm.
This guy.
Is it 2021 the
Um,
new one? 2021 the new Chucky? Or he's not even Chucky anymore. And he's just an AI.
yeah, he's an AI. So yeah, it was Curse of Chucky. And then the 2017 version is called The Cult of Chucky.
Is that one any good?
That one's okay. Basically, it shows that Chucky found a new curse that he can put himself into other dolls,
Oh,
and
what
they're based.
the?
It's kind of like one mind, but it's all spread out to different characters.
Oh,
So it's like
shoot.
all Chucky dolls are alive and they're moving around, and it was pretty good. I mean, I'm glad they actually brought back like Andy, the actual Andy from the first film.
Oh,
He was actually in the movie.
what?
He was actually in the movie, and
Wow.
oh yeah, it was really cool. It's like
Was it the
seeing
same dude?
same dude, yeah. And
Damn,
then
that's crazy.
there was the reboot that happened,
There
and
was
I
a
still
reboot.
haven't watched it. I refuse to watch it because they took the story
Was that the
to a whole.
current Chucky?
That's the current Chucky, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Because
Okay.
instead of like saying good guys, it's bloody, it's an AI. I just don't like that concept. Uh, but there is a TV series about the original Chucky.
Oh, I see. I just see it right here. What the heck?
Yeah. I'm not sure when that's gonna air, but I'm definitely fucking watching it. Uh, but they're doing like the traditional Chucky. Um, it looks like they're doing traditional Chucky in modern day, so that'd be interesting to watch. Uh, but as far as stupid, not stupid, funny movie, funny horror movies, there are movies like The Gremlins. That's basically kind of like a horror concept, but in a funny type of way. Like I watched it when I was a kid, and I thought they were like a hoot.
Hmm.
So you have the Gremlins, and then you have Critters was another one. The first two movies were good. The rest kind of blows, especially when they put Critters back into outer space. And how the fuck can you fuck that up, right? Oh, they fucked that up.
Oh.
Oh
Uh-oh.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Uh, but um, but Jason X is one of those movies that they take place in outer space.
Yeah.
So basically, he's been frozen in time, and then he got thawed
Damn, we're
out.
talking about Jason X.
Right? Yeah, it was
You're
like
on
I
such a
brought right
tangent.
over. I brought everything right back to
There
Jason
you go.
X. All it started was a "Would you knock my lock off?" and then talk about stupid horror movies. Then now we're back to Jason X. So,
Yay.
so with Jason X, so they're in the future, basically in
Yeah.
space.
Wow.
Uh, yeah. Jason was doing his thing. He was going around killing, and then one of the robots was built by a scientist on the ship because he's a student, but he built and upgraded the she bot because it's a woman who basically looks like she had parts.
Ooh.
Uh,
We got boobies on the bot.
boobies on the bot, the
Boobies on the
nipples.
bot. There you
The,
go.
she had nipples and it fell
Wow.
down. It literally fell down because then it's like she got no nipples moment,
Hey,
right? So they upgraded her, and then she shot up Jason like consistently, blew his head off. And then
you can't
Jason
try.
and then Jason fell on this machine. Now, this machine, what it does, if you watch the movie earlier, it repairs certain cells and make them kind of stronger.
Oh,
It's
oh.
like it repairs tissue damage. Well, Jason has lost a lot of tissue from that fight. So they're like, okay, well, we're going to replace the entire part of Jason, and they made Jason indestructible.
What could go wrong?
Well, the whole movie about Jason X is now Jason is 100% indestructible. Basically, you can fire a gun and the bullets just bounce off. It doesn't phase him.
Oh boy.
Like shooting Jason slows him down, yes, but Jason X, nope. It's like
Not
bullets
gonna
just
not,
flies off. Like, oh, that tickled a little bit, right?
not gonna do much. Not gonna do much.
So, but then they did Freddy versus Jason. So this is Freddy versus Jason is before it's when it for Freddy versus Jason, it was Jason Goes to Hell, and
You
then
didn't like Freddy vs. Jason, right? Something like that.
I didn't like it as much. No,
Hey,
um,
the water thing
it
was
was
never
it was the water thing. It was the teenagers that I don't. I mean,
yeah.
you gotta like at least one teenager. Like it's always that one teenager that you like. There was like none in this movie that I felt close to. Like I hated all the characters.
There you go.
So
Hmm.
uh they did have an interesting way of having these two meet and having them, like meet in person, like how like Freddy's being the puppeteer. But he thought he can control Jason, but he can't control Jason, basically.
You can, man. Mom probably. Mom probably can. No one else though.
Well, no, because Jason's mom wants everybody to get died and killed and kill for mother,
Kill for mother, Jason.
kill for mother
Kill for
Jason.
mother. Oh, okay. Stabs. Here's the thing though. Okay. You know Pennywise.
Yeah.
What do you think about the new ones? Oh, there was two new ones. Yeah.
Two.
The new
Oh, the movies. All
yeah.
right. So this is the topic for me, I guess. So the original, I always have to explain it to people. The original one never came out in theaters. All
What?
right. Never came out in theaters because it was one of those movies that came out on television.
Oh shoot,
And it's
what's
not the
up,
first
man?
time. It's not the first time that Stephen King's films was like that because you got uh
Straight
that
to
one.
DVD.
So you have It, Perfect Storm, if I recall, and another one called Rosemary.
Rosemary's
Basically,
Baby.
no, it's just Rosemary.
Rosemary.
Basically, it's this giant house
Oh,
that's haunted type of thing.
Hmm.
So, but I was a big fan of that version of it. I'm definitely a big fan of Tim Curry. He's a great he's a great actor. He plays all these amazing roles. Um, I think that's his name. I'm like sweating bullets here. Hold on.
remember which one it is. And the AC being down, it's a troubled time.
Oh yeah,
Did you watch the new
yep. Tim
It
Curry.
movies,
So
Camden?
Hmm?
Did you watch the new It movies, Camden?
No.
Oh, you don't do horror. You don't do horror.
No.
no. See, I'm the only like I don't know why we're talking about
Right.
horror. It's probably this lovely poster back here.
You see, I also
Um.
really like horror. I'm not a
Uh.
fanatic, but I'm a fan. I'm a
Oh
fan.
yeah, I'm a fanatic. But when they
Average horror fan.
you're an average horror fan, that's fine. That's fine.
Baby
But
steps, baby steps.
the new the new It movies, I actually did enjoy. I thought it was gonna be no, I'm not gonna really like it. My only issue with the movie is that they didn't keep up with the timeline. But other than that, it was just a phenomenal movie. They
The
did a
timeline.
lot more. Like they showed how dark the movie should be, like how dark the film's supposed to be. Because
Yeah.
it wasn't because if you watch like the Tim Curry version, it's more like fun and games and
Oh
everybody's
yeah.
like
The
kind of
new
like having
one.
a good time and
Yeah. Pennywise in the new ones was
he
kind of
was like
scary, man.
straight up
He
like
kind of scary.
I'm gonna scare the shit out of you. I mean they have their kid moments, and the adults also have their adult moments. But there was something about uh the fear ratio was a lot more better and I definitely enjoyed that a lot more. But
Did you
does
remember
not mean
the wait? Did you remember? Do you remember the controversy with the It too? Do y'all know any? There's like a bunch of controversy over that second movie because and like the first people that died were like two gay guys. So there's a
oh
lot of like
yeah.
there was some like
I think
things
that
going off.
yeah. I mean, basically you don't want to play, people like, oh, I don't want that to happen, but do they really should get immunity because they're gay? Like, no, they shouldn't get immunity.
The gay guys
Like,
automatically survived the whole movie.
right, yeah. I mean,
Everybody does the
technically,
same. We're good.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing about that I hate about horror movies because originally there was a list of people who will die and then who
Okay.
will live. So you will have like the virgins, they always live,
Mm.
but the ones like the first person will die like is like a black guy will die first and then
The Chaz.
everybody else will die next and then the virgin will live. And then it was kind of like a bullshit rule that they make for horror movies. And then there's certain movies that like, okay, we're gonna see if we can just bend the rules a little
Yeah.
bit and try something else. So like, let's kill the virgin first, and then they start doing things like they start killing off children, they start killing off
Oh yeah,
animals.
they got the freaking little girl. I think it was in like the beginning of the first one, son. Like the Pennywise lured her under the bleachers. I was
Oh,
like,
that was the second
no.
one.
That was the second one. Oh
That
my
was the
god,
second one. Yeah.
that was crazy. That
Uh,
was insane.
yeah, they actually showed deaths of actual kids, and because the first one it was Georgie, and Georgie had his hand bitten right
Georgie.
off,
Oh
and
yeah,
then he got dragged underneath.
that was
Uh,
crazy. Yeah. Oh my
so
lord.
so in horror movies now, it's okay to play those, because it's classified as a horror movie. So you know, rules are meant to be broken when it comes down to certain killers or certain creatures. Um, like when they did Alien versus Predator Requiem, I think. When the face hugger caught on to the kid and you saw that chest burster comes out of the kid. Okay, that's terrifying looking, right? you don't want a kid happen to that, but you think about that. And then they actually showed for the very first time, uh, because I do watch The Walking Dead. I stopped watching it a long time ago, but I have watched when they went to Alexandria, and then it was swarmed with zombies. And this little kid, trying to be brave, but he remembered something that one person's like, "You're going to die." And he saw a little kid who was a zombie, and he started to cry. He was freaking out. And then 2 seconds later, when he's crying and freaking out, he was mauled to death by zombies. And they actually showed that. They
Dang.
actually showed it on The Walking Dead. And then, of course, the mother got killed, but that's it's like, eh.
Dang. I really like when like when things like that, like the borders start getting they cross the line a little. It's like I like it. I like
Well,
it.
Like
because
more
with
more realistic, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, because what they originally do, like if they were going to kill off children, they just cut the
Got
scenes.
the scene.
They never
Yeah.
really show the real
They
horror.
show the implied death. They don't show the actual what's going
Right,
on.
right, 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 right. So that's why I like some of the newer horror movies now because they're no longer like, okay, we can try this out and see what happens. Yeah, people are not going to like it, but that's the whole point of a horror movie is to be scared, freaked out, being uncomfortable.
Hmm.
That's the whole point of a horror movie.
I love it.
You know,
I love when that stuff happens. I love. Mm, I love when it gets bleak.
I mean, when it comes down to me, I try to watch at least one brand new horror movie at least once a week, at least. Uh,
Once a week.
once a week, yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, like I said, I'm trying to branch out.
Yeah.
There are movies that I refuse to watch because they just seem stupid in my book,
What's
like
that one worm movie?
the one where
Oh,
the sand.
the
Oh God,
sad.
I regret watching that one. The
Next week.
worst part is like I read the reviews of that movie and everybody's talking about like how garbage it is, and I'm like, well, it's free on YouTube, so why not?
Well.
And
Hey,
I'm also trying to watch like horror movies from other countries, especially like Japan and
Japan.
oh yeah,
Oh, ooh, those freaking ghosties out there, man. Have
yeah.
you have you have you read any like Junji Ito or anything? That's like
No, I haven't.
this sounds pretty cool. I like that.
There was one called Tag that they made.
Tag.
That movie made literally no sense. Like the very beginning, like everybody's on the bus and everybody's having fun. Girl drops her pen and she went to go pick it up. She went on her knees and like hands and knees to pick up a pen while she's on the bus. She doesn't
Of
reach
course, as
down like
everyone does, of
Hmm.
course.
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. And apparently there's this visible thing like in the wind chops off the entire top of the bus. So all their heads were like removed off
Oh, I
and she was
remember
like the
that.
only survivor. That's Tag, and I'm like,
I
but
remember that. I just remember that's that clip, just one clip of that night. Oh my
the
god.
reason
What
why
the heck?
because like I said, I watched the movie once, and I was like, I'm not watching this again. I'm not like, if they're like make a review of this movie, I'm not doing the review either because it was just so weird. There was like, they were like mixing up the story, and it's like they're all one person, and
Okay.
it's basically this guy controls kind of like their lives or whatever, and like you're there for just having a you're there to get fucked and I'm like
Dang.
okay. And then at the end the three girls what's in that movie, like the three main girls, they all commit suicide. I'm like,
They gone.
yeah.
So
So I
it's
was like, what?
so it's the movie Tag from 2018.
Yeah, it's a foreign Japanese film.
Okay. Oh, hmm.
I think it's Japanese.
Okay, different.
So you watched like The Ring and all that already? The
Yeah, but
Grudge.
i
Oh,
I
2015. Okay, okay.
yeah, I try to watch like just trying to watch like the actual original films
The
as much as
original ones.
possible
Yeah.
because I don't like The Ring and I didn't like The Grudge and when the United States make it for a large amount of reasons. One, if you watch, I guess a good example is like the Netflix series called Death Note. So
Oh,
Death Note is a
oh, the live
masterpiece.
action.
The live
Oh, the live
action,
action. Oh man, I
But
love that though.
because
Yeah,
Death Note was an amazing piece,
it's like
and
classic.
then they decided to make a live action, and they changed everything. Like
Yeah,
Light
they
was
changed
a big
everything.
like type of deal. L was a pansy, uh, and what you call it? Ryuk was trying to control Light, like say you have to do this when.
Yeah,
In the books, he's like, "Yeah, you do whatever you want. I
yeah.
don't care.
He
Like,
was like,
I don't care.
I get the
Like
book back
there's
when I get
all
the
these
book back.
like all the information. Like he was trying to hide as much information as he can while watching
Mhm.
Light does his thing. Uh,
He's just chuckling in the back
yeah, he
while he
was just
does his
having fun.
thing.
Like he was
He's
having,
so
especially the
happy,
battle
man.
between Light and L. He was
He
just
was
there
having
like,
a field
like
day.
this is so fun. Just watch you doing this,
This is the
And he made it
battle.
very, and he
Killing
made
it.
it very clear to Light, like I'm not on your side, just so you
Uh-huh.
know.
Yeah.
And what they do at the end, he killed Light.
I'm Because at the end of it, I'm gonna write your name in the book, man. Just you
Uh-huh.
watch. And then at the very end, I'm gonna put
He
it.
just killed him because he did not want to be in the prison cell with him. He's like, yeah, we're not doing that. You're caught. Like, I'm not staying in prison with you. Boom, you're
Yeah.
dead. Um,
And he
but they
gone.
made so when I think like when the United States, uh, they take films from other countries and try to turn it to them their our own.
Americanize
I hate
it.
it. I literally hate it.
Yeah. I was watching the original. I think it was The Grudge. So that's not even called The Grudge. Like the
No.
original Japanese
It's
film.
I
I
don't
was
remember
like,
what it's
dang.
called, but I know it's called something else.
It's called something completely. When I was thrown off, I'm like, what the heck? This not the Ring. This not the Grudge. What is this? I'm like, oh wait, I'm just an idiot. This is the Japanese version. And
Right,
then
yeah.
it's like, wait, it's kind of cool.
Oh yeah. Uh
Yup.
so and then I try to watch even bad movies, like for example, The Sand.
The
Uh
Sand.
Bunny Man Massacre was another one. It was another
Mhm.
terrible movie.
Oh,
I seriously
you
hated that film.
you know the SCP stuff, right? SCP, Secure Containment Procedure, whatever the heck. You guys don't know that? What?
I've heard of it. I've seen like memes about it, but I've never seen any
I'm
other
No,
actually
other
I,
kind of
I'm
content.
actually I'm actually going through a big like SCP phase right now for some reason. I'm just like
I
all
mean
about it right now.
everybody goes through their phases,
I think
That's
my
fine.
cringiest phase was like the creepypasta phases. Oh my lord, man. I was all
Um
about Slender Man and all that.
oh yeah. Oh, Slenderman.
Slender
Like
Man, smile
I've actually
hard.
played the original Slender Man, and I have to say, I love that game.
For
It's
real.
just a simple concept. You go around the
Collect all the
forest looking
pages.
for pages, and then you cannot look at him, can't be near him. You just have to keep your distance from Slender Man. And
What
I
happens if
love
you
that
win that
concept.
game? You
You
just leave
can't
the
win it.
forest? Oh, you
No,
can?
when you collect, if I remember right, if you collect all the pages, what will happen is a whole brand new set of pages will appear.
Oh fuck.
So you're basically just collecting pages and try to see how long you can survive against
Last.
Slenderman.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
That sounds
but
pretty creepy. I could play
oh,
this.
it's
So you're just in
and
limbo.
right and the other thing that I love about it is that the
Slender Man.
sound effects for the game is just phenomenal.
For real?
Like it gave me goosebumps. Like I was like, why is this giving me goosebumps? But I love it.
Hmm.
When something gives you goosebumps, it's
Yeah,
good. It's good.
like
It's good.
ooh, that's really good. Yeah.
Check it out.
I also go through like YouTube to see any like small like low budget films that people create from their
Uh-huh.
houses. Some of them are really pretty damn good actually. Uh
The passion
one of
projects, all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, one of my favorite channels is called Crypt TV.
Crypt TV.
And Crypt TV, it has so many unique characters, but one of them is my all-time favorite character because he just looks so fucking cool. And that character is called the Looksee.
The Looksee.
Yes.
The Looksee. The... Oh, the look. See.
Yep.
He said he looks cool. Oh
Yeah.
my god, this guy looks cool.
It's just razor teeth, no eyes,
Looks
wears a
like a
suit and long claws.
he looks like a xenomorph.
And his concept is to survive. If you're being chased by him, the only way you can survive if you get rid of something that had like the concept is if you cannot release, it will come to take a piece.
He cannot release. Come to take it. So you just got a nut in
So
front of it, or
so
uh,
If
so
only.
in the first episode, a woman threw wash away her wedding ring.
for wedding what? For wedding
Her
ring?
wedding ring, yeah,
Oh.
because there were some issues with the marriage, and she dropped it, flushed the toilet, and she, I mean, she was attacked by the Luxie, crippling her, but she
Mm.
was considered still alive. But then the other episodes appear, and the Luxie just takes the head, like he's just
Oh,
straight up like takes the head,
it knocks your block off.
knocks her block off. Yeah.
Just
Uh,
takes it. So how do you defeat it, or how do you get away?
you basically have to release. That's all you have to do, like what she did,
Release?
basically, because later down the line, she survived. She did survive. The Luxie came back, offered her something like, "This is your job now. Like you have to give the notes to people, because that's where because if you get that note, like if you cannot release, you'll come to take a piece. So when you get that notice, like okay, I got it. and the and all the items that you have to get rid of is all personal items.
Oh,
Hmm.
So like
okay.
either like a picture of like your deceased daughter, you have to throw away the picture, destroy the picture in any type of way. You just have to release whatever it is that's holding you back.
Dang.
And
So
that's the whole purpose. That's
it's
the
like
whole
a
purpose of this.
psychological horror type
Yeah.
dude.
So that's
Dang,
the
that's crazy.
that's his purpose. So it's an amazing purpose that they did. Um, and then there's like a few other ones that they did. Um, I think one called Mimic is it's like Mimic is like maybe like a 3 or 4 minute video,
Hmm.
and basically this creature mimics like the voice mimics, very small, but basically it knows when to attack, and it will starts to mimic it. So like in the very beginning, it starts mimicking the son's voice,
Oh shoot.
give the dad off guard. So the dad will like leave the room, comes back. Basically the mimic was already killing the mother, and then the mimic kills the father, and then the mimic starts talking in the father's voice to lure the child to him,
Oh shoot.
and that's how that ends. I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. Like creepy,
Dang.
it had that good creepy vibe to it. So
You know, oh, I just messed something. Okay. I think something about cosmic horror, fellas. Something about something about some Lovecraftian type horror. I just love it. Oh my god. So
oh, when a Cthulhu comes around,
when good old Cthulhu man comes around, I love it.
oh my,
I just love like the vastness, just like
that
how
massive tentacle looking monster, yeah.
yeah, how it's like insignificant people can seem in
He
like
was
those
actually
types of
they
movies.
actually
It's insane.
yeah, they actually put him into a video game
Eh,
called Sinking City.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, yes, I've been meaning
I've
to
actually
try
did
that.
play it.
Is it any good?
There was some issues with it. Like it was kind of
Oh,
uh like if you rush too quickly,
mm.
like any type of RPG, like if you rush to a certain point, you'll literally stop, let everything load, and then it just
Uh,
loads. But the detective, like you got because you're a detective, uh, it's really fun to play that game because you're like trying to piece the clues together, and then you can create your own story. And there are only, if I recall, there was only 4 endings. So one
four
ending
endings.
is like you go back to where you came from. Uh,
Go back the way you came, now, boy.
yeah. Oh, there's only 3 endings. Excuse me.
Oh,
There's
three
only
endings.
three. So one, you just leave. You don't bother with it. You just leave.
You just leave.
And And what happens next is that Cthulhu lives anyway and destroys the fucking world.
Well,
Two,
that that is
yeah,
an outcome.
yeah. The second is you release Cthulhu by just releasing him, but you die in the process.
Oh,
And the third option is you have to off yourself. Basically, you have to kill yourself, but then it recycles. So if you watch the trailer, like the guy keeps recycling, he like picks up. Like if you actually watch the trailer for Sinking City, it starts with him. It starts with him on the dock. He goes to the house, and then Cthulhu trying to attack him. He was starts to fight him off, but died in the process. And while that was going on, there was another body there, but it was his body. And then he woke up, and the
oh,
process
what
starts all over
the
again
heck?
because
That's
the
crazy.
whole game is about madness.
That is Cthulhu's whole thing, madness.
Yep. So
All
everybody
that
was going
jazz.
mad. Everybody was going mad. It's just fun. I loved
Everyone
it.
going angry even. Shoot,
Uh,
I just had something I can't remember it now. Oh man, I believe in myself. I believe in myself. What was it? I
I
don't believe
don't
in myself.
know.
I give up. I give up. Shoot, what was it? Oh, Camden, have you watched Bird Box?
No, unfortunately, but I.
Camden,
uh,
Don't
Camden.
feel too bad. I haven't watched it either.
yeah.
What? How have you not
I
watched Bird
know.
Box?
I
The only
watched
What?
Bird
thing
Box.
you've mentioned so far that I've watched, to be honest, is Walking Dead.
I've never seen that. Is it any good?
Well, they try to stick with as much as the comic as possible, but because everybody wants to leave and do different things, that's the show kind of went downhill.
Uh,
And see, like, I start watching it all the way up to season 9, and then I think it started to get really
oh,
boring.
season 9?
Yeah. I mean, it was got interesting when they brought in Negan,
Hmm.
but after that, it was just not that great.
Yeah, it's like there's no objective anymore.
Well, because like everybody's like it's just one of those things. Like they just brought in an interesting character, but then it just got boring after a while.
Dang, yeah, I
But
hear it
watch,
kind of went downhill.
yeah,
Same
ugh,
thing with Game of Thrones, except Game of Thrones went like down a cliff
Yeah,
never,
Game
at
of
the
never.
very
Thrones just
last.
tanked at the very end.
I've never watched Game of Thrones,
Me neither,
and
and like Aaron was so sad and so mad at the ending. I'm kind of just like, yes, yes.
yeah,
Be
I was
mad.
never invested in the first place. Yes,
Uh,
I don't care.
it's still
uh,
definitely worth watching. But
Wait,
if you
you
watch the
watched
whole,
it?
yeah, I did. I watched the whole thing.
Oh, ha, you're upset. Take that, idiot. How dare
Yeah.
you enjoy something?
oh man, you actually enjoy something?
Yeah. But
Uh,
like I said, it's definitely
True.
worth watching. But if you watch the whole thing, you'll get mad at the end how it ended.
What's up with the ending?
It
Can we talk
just it
about
ended
that?
too
Yeah.
fast, and it ended unsatisfyingly. Basically,
What's so
long story short,
unsatisfying about it?
yeah.
Short story long.
it was just it came to a resolution that like didn't really make sense, and just was anticlimactic.
So it's just a big letdown.
Yeah.
Damn, that
Yeah,
sucks.
but the first few seasons are really really good.
The first
Have you
season
ever
before
watched the
the
South Park episodes about Game of Thrones?
this Game of Thrones.
I
Of
don't watch
course, there's Game of
South
Thrones
Park at
one.
all.
Oh, what's wrong with you? Oh my
I,
God. You
I've not watched South Park,
you could
man.
say have you seen random show, and there's like a 99% chance I have not
No.
watched it.
oh my God.
Uh,
Well, all right, let me break it down here.
okay, yeah,
I
go
guess
ahead.
the guy I guess the guy who created Game of Thrones, he was one of the characters in South Park, and the entire time he's talking about penises.
Well.
Like
Hmm.
he straight like he even wrote a song like Wiener, Wiener, Wiener.
Oh.
And
Oh my god.
I was like, oh my God, this is just so genius. This is so funny. And it was all about things like Black Friday, and it was about the console wars between the
Oh,
PS4 and
that's what
Xbox
it
One.
was.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
Oh, I
was. So
remembering.
it was the console wars and Xbox One, which is
Xbox keep
boo.
making True. I'm a PlayStation fanboy for life, baby. I'm a
Yep,
Sony baby. I'm a Sony baby.
yep.
You know,
So,
you took him down. I'm like,
but there was a reason why they did that episode
go get
because
your Xbox,
not
kids.
only they had to do the console wars, but they had to make the announcement of the Stick of Truth, which is the
Oh
South
yeah.
Park video game.
Have you played it?
Oh, I love that game so much. I love
I
it
have
more
not
than
played it.
the Fracture Butthole.
Fractured Butthole. My
That was
lady has
this
that one. She really
that
likes
was
it.
the second South Park game
Wasn't it
where
the
you
isn't the main bad guy the second one like the hand? What's it called?
the
Isn't
hand.
that the hand? The hand. Little.
Oh yeah. God, what's his name?
I can't even remember.
Connor, I think his
Sarah
name.
Connor, something like that.
Like Connor, yeah.
Yeah.
First it was Jennifer Lopez, and now it's Connor.
Jennifer taco flavored kisses. All that. Yeah.
Oh, I've actually watched some celebrities who watch their videos on South Park. She absolutely hated it.
Oh my
She
god.
hated it. Her
Oh,
and Tom Cruise hated their roles
that's
because
hilarious.
the whole concept of Tom Cruise being gay. I mean, that one was so bad that he literally made, like, I guess he was in the middle of making Impossible 3 or something. And it's like, if you guys do not take this off the air, I'm not doing this movie. He literally threw a
Oh,
bitch fit.
get
He
out of
literally threw a
here.
bitch fit.
Get out of
Like,
here.
I gotta get it my way. I was like, yeah,
Wah.
let's go back in your claws.
Go back in there. Tom Cruise. Is Tom Cruise is he the Scientology guy or is that another guy?
Yeah. Yeah, he
Ah,
is.
shoot. I hear knocking at my door right now. I'll be right back.
I'll be right
Uh,
back.
yeah, I
Oh,
saw a
Yeah.
meme about it.
Oh yeah.
did they do any rips on him for that? Oh yeah, there was the whole freaking that one when Chef was leaving to that one place. Oh no, you guys don't remember that one. Oh, Canada doesn't. You know what?
Yeah. There's so many like South Park episodes I've watched, and I'm like, I can't remember all of them. I just know like my favorite ones, and like one of my favorite ones is the sexual harassment panda. Like that was my
Pardon?
all time.
Pardon?
The sexual harassment panda.
I don't know that one.
Dude, it's just so funny. Like Cartman was suing like Kyle because he said something that's considered sexual harassment, and then somebody was suing Cartman because of So basically, everybody was suing
Everyone's
everybody
suing
for.
each other.
Mhm. And so the kids had to go find sexual harassment panda and set the record straight. So they go to this place where it's covered, it's everywhere was mascots, and one of the mascots was a guy. Don't hold a giant magnet to a giant metal fan, and they're like, "What? Why?" And he handed the magnet to Kenny, and he turns the giant fan on, and Kenny went flying
Oh my
right in.
god.
They're like, "Oh my God, they killed Kenny, you bastard!" And the first time I watched that episode, I was like maybe in the sixth grade or something. I was just thought that was so fucking funny. It's an old episode.
Yeah, that must be dang, sixth grade. That must be an ancient episode.
Yeah, I was a kid when
Made
that came out, definitely.
made back in like 1800s or whatever. Back in the 90s.
Oh God,
Uh,
I feel like an ancient talk. Yeah.
That's right, because you and Ken are like the exact opposite. We got boomer Homer dude. We just got little innocent baby man,
yeah.
Oh,
fresh cut.
Forest is fun, definitely. Like I said, that's my all-time favorite crafting game. And then it goes 7 Days to Die, and then I guess for third place I'll put it
Minecraft,
Minecraft. Yeah.
Minecraft.
Uh, Subnautica is four, not because the game itself, because the game is beautiful for
Game is
Subnautica.
beautiful.
It's
Uh-huh.
very
I played
beautiful.
that for a bit, and I was like,
My
wow.
only my only problem is it's only a single player game. It's not like you can have your buddies play with you because I feel like if you have your buddies play with you, if somebody fucked up, it's like, oh, somebody fucked up.
It's all on you if you
Hold on,
mess up.
what are one and two?
So the first one is called The Forest.
Okay. Forest and then 7 Days to Die.
7 Days to Die, and
Minecraft,
then
Subnautica.
Minecraft, Subnautica, and the last one, my fifth one, and the
Ooh,
fifth, it's going to be always going to be the last one. So if I play like a brand new crafting or survival or any type of crafting game, this one's always going to be the last one. It's called Stranded Deep.
I've heard of that.
Stranded
Yeah.
Deep.
I just can't play it. I
The
mean,
Raft.
I have the Raft. I've been meaning to play it, but I've been kind of busy. I'm like, I'm gonna play it tomorrow, and then tomorrow I'll go to the rest. I'll play it the following day, and then the following day it's like, yeah, I can't do it. But yeah,
Rather just
so
play something
It's fun
else.
though. The forest is fun. I'll tell you that. I had no idea what to craft. I had no idea how the crafting at all work, and I put like two sticks and stuff in the middle. I'm like, oh, what's this do? Oh, I have a spear. What else can I do? Ooh, I have this, and then
oh,
I
when you're
realized the little gear shows you what you can build. I didn't know that for
yeah
the longest time, so I was just trial and erroring stuff.
yeah you can craft a lot of different things. Some of them are useful, some of them are not. And there is a very powerful weapon, and it's a weapon that you're not going to expect to be powerful.
A spear.
No,
Dang.
a flare gun.
Flare gun.
A
This
flare
flare
gun.
guns.
There's a flare gun, yet there's only like one in the game because
You
you
can't
can't.
make it.
Nope, you have to find it, and I know
Dang.
exactly where it is. Only
In
problem
an
is
airplane.
the only problem. It's in the airplane, yeah, but it's in the cockpit area.
Eh.
So you're in the body of the plane, but the cockpit is on the high mountains in the snow area, and you
Oh.
need warm clothes to go get find it.
Can you make armor in that game? Like I
You
only
can't.
I
There's
put on a
there's
lizard skin. I'm like, what the heck? What am I doing?
it.
What is this?
Lizard skin will like cover a certain amount, but if you mix lizard skin with leaves, you create camouflage.
Ooh.
You, uh, and
Game
then
is fun.
there's
Flare guns are strong as
if
fuck.
you kill cannibals and you burn their bodies and collect their
I figured
bones,
that out. I
you
got the
can.
bones and upgrading stuff, right?
So basically, you can make
Or,
bone armor,
yeah. I got the
and
bone
then
armor down. But I don't
and
know.
then there's one powerful armor that you can get, but because you're just starting this game, I'll leave that to you to figure out what that one armor is to yourself.
Oh boy. Deer armor. Deer armor.
Uh, but you need to create warm armor to go get the flare gun in the snow area. And the only way you can one like there's like one hard ingredient to get, and that's a
Oh,
raccoon.
gotta find the raccoons.
You have to find a raccoon.
I found a
You
squirrel.
need
I beat that boy up.
you need to
Took his
find a
meat
rat.
bucket.
You need to find a location where the raccoons are, and they're the only mammals that will climb the trees. So you
Oh,
literally
they're
have to look.
rascals.
You literally have to look everywhere, including the trees, while avoiding things like the cannibals.
I guess in the cannibal scale, the more harder stuff you get, the more higher tier stuff. Because
Um,
that's what happened. So like before, they were just like random little candles without any armor. Now I'm finding like shaman type people, like
no, no,
bone.
no, no. There's just a uh there's different color skins. So you're fighting the normal ones right now, and that's
Ah,
one of the common normal ones. Uh, they are tricky to fight. There is a way to avoid most fights. So if you find a location with red paint, paint yourself with red. Unless it's raining, then avoid that altogether. Don't waste
wash
that.
off.
Well, it washes off, yeah, and but the whole point of the red paint is that there's a thing in the thing in that I'm going to call it the island because there's no way this is the forest, but there's thing on the island that's called the Red Man, and they kind of worship the
Oh,
Red Man. Like some of them will like run away, others will literally go on their knees like praising you. But once it starts to rain, all that paint will wash off, and they'll go right back to killing you.
there you
But
go.
the reason why I love that game so much is because of the AI. Basically, it's not like, oh, they're looking for you. They know where you are. so they
Yeah,
know where your
they
base
kinda
is. They know where your base
they
is.
be kind of rascals at night.
Mhm. So it's like you can build a base, but you gotta be prepared to fight at all times.
Yep.
So thank you guys for watching or listening. This is the Maniac.
That's just your boy Coconut here.
And I'm Carlson, guys. Thanks for watching.
Wow.
And have a good day or whatever.
Yeah.
Bye.
Whatever.
See you guys.